Hello viewer, hope the day is treating you right. Last episode, Aram prepared himself, physically and mentally, to challenge the terminal authority again, only to find out that he didn't actually have to do that, because it is apparently dead. Now there were no weapon marks that Aram would have remarked on it. So I am guessing there actually isn't someone else going down the well after us. You see, this guy is fully intact, with absolutely no signs of battle damage. So I'm guessing it had something in its programming that would deactivate it if it ever failed its mission, which it technically did after it allowed Aram to run away. Or maybe it has multiple bodies and just went back to the main one. We shall see. Oh, did you see that? Let me go back. No, not here. Here we go. That is actually a treasure chest. So I kinda have to go and take care of this guy. Yeah, the game really wants you to have perfect parries down to an art form at this point. Oh, broken data card. What's in here? Oh, just some burn cream. Well, all that for nothing. So, what is this? A small flat metallic rectangle. You have no idea what it's for, other than that it seems broken. Oh. So, is it like a punch card? Or like this world's version of the floppy disk? Interesting. And it is worth 25 memory iron. Okay. Well, this is less than worthless. But we got a moment of lore from it. Slowly getting the hang of it. What's in here? Trauma redirection shield. I do like the sound of that. Oh, what do you know? Looks like you don't actually stop time when you're looking at the inventory. That's good to know. There we go. And we keep getting burn cream, even though nothing is inflicting burn. I'm not sure if that is good or not. Okay, single heal over here. And what is this? A body frame taken from the remains of an ancestor, maybe salvaged for a good amount of memory iron. And that good amount being 600. Okay. Now let's see this shield. Extra concussion resist. And knockback absorption. Okay, and better weight. Slightly. And on perfect block, deals stagger damage to the attacker. I do like the sound of that actually. It would be perfect if I could. Perfect parry. And then just continue getting back stamina but I am not that good at this game. And I'm not going to turn story mode on, because I do enjoy the combat. So, a heavy layered shield, purpose-built for absorbing heavy blows and expelling their force back towards the attacker. Okay. Sure, let's give this one a spin. See how far it gets us. And we have already been over there. And we can go down from here. Oh, it continues. Okay. Oh, that was nice. Now let's try the big guy. The thing about the great sword is that you can't really initiate with it. It's just too slow. There we go. That's better. We have a way down from here. But it continues. Ah, perfect metal. Very nice. So we had a way down. And that brings us out to here. Oh. Bastard. Huh. Well, that was easy. What do we have here? Another perfect metal. And something I'm not gonna bother with. Okay, so what is up with all these scaffoldings? Like, is this one of the older places and they were trying to renovate it? Or was it falling apart? Oh, missed this one. Composite lead hand axe. Gimme. A small nimble axe intended to be wielded with one hand. Its material is a composite of two heavy metals, the primary being lead, lending a hefty weight and force to its strikes. Okay, it's a short-range weapon. Deals extra damage while at high health. Well, I can usually manage that. Switching to it would push back my damage a little bit. But sure. Let's see how it goes. Now we were over there. Can get down from here. Come on, let's try it on you. No, need to be closer than that. Maybe now. Okay, I think I can work with this. One level down is where we should go. This place looks a little like a library. Oh, what's this? Kinetic blood stimulant. A small medical contraption designed to be inserted into the wearer's arm and kept firmly in place around the shoulder with a metal clasp. In response to high physical stress, the device injects adrenaline and glucose directly into the bloodstream, making it an indispensable tool for a soldier. And it makes it so stagger attacks restore health. Very interesting. So I take it they want us to pair it with the X. So we are always at high health. Sure, I can do that. And maybe we can sacrifice this extra counter damage and gear more towards stagger attacks. I think that works. This way goes down. I am very directionally challenged, in case it hasn't been made obvious. As long as I don't have a map I can view all the time at my leisure, I am going to be lost an awful lot. Lots of boxes. Looks very similar to the other one on the upper level. So, still more sleeping cubicles, I think. But all those displays on the wall. I wonder what that one's about. Oh, okay. This is not so bad. Perfect metal. Very nice. Let's get some white powder action over here. Segmented longsword. Huh, kinda looks like a box cutter. Let me see. A long sleek blade composed of tempered sharpened segments connected by a more flexible secondary metal. This flexibility allows the weapon to easily shed dull segments and continue slashing at peak sharpness, rewarding aggressive, relentless strikes. Oh, so it's actually kinda like a whip sword. Interesting. And it does 4 hits. And its perfect bonus is increasing damage exponentially for each perfect hit in a row. Yeah, okay, this is not gonna be the one for me. Oh. Oh, look at that. That's another authority. Interesting. A familiar form came into sight. It was another terminal authority. And just like the first, it seemed lifeless. Dead. Were they all like this? Was I just unlucky finding one that was still alive? Strange. Nope. As unproductive as that sounds like, I kinda wanna go back to heal to full. And then maybe just avoid every combat. But there was a way down, I think. Here we go. Just wanna see. Lightweight silicon structure. What's this now? An intricately formed silicon structure of a remarkable lightweight, the making of which being possible only through extremely sophisticated archimancy. And it decreases encumbrance. Oh, you know what this is? This is kinda like a chest piece of an exoskeleton. Huh. Okay. Ancestor frame. Now how do I get over to the other side? Shut by a mechanism, you say? Yeah, the epitome of work safety, ladies and gentlemen. Just one goddamn plank. There we go. See, I am learning. Did I come the wrong way? No, but I do know this place. Yeah, here we go. This is the way forward. It's even in the same position. Creepy. No matter. Indomitable human spirit, go. Okay, I'm out of here. For now, anyway. Burn cream. And the way down. What is up here? Just an ancestor frame. Okay then. So, go down or try to go back. Okay, I can juggle these two weapons. But I think I need to upgrade both of them to be somewhat effective here. Ah, this is how we get back up there. For the thing, I see. Ancestor frame. We're getting a lot of items over here. Ooh, superconduit arc lens. This looks like the stuff that the big birds are hitting us with. A plate steel lens fielding a deadly electric current, just as capable of devastating living targets as it is destroying hostile machines. I like the sound of that. And it does electrocution passively. Well, I can't not try it. Huh. Slightly weaker than the great sword. Just for one fight. I wanna say. And now there is only a single way, yet again. What's gonna be in here? Oh. Oh, what is this? Looks a little bit like a study of some sort. In the center of the crammed room, there looked to be a table. On top of it was a rectangular metal box, about the size of my palm. It was inset with a sort of glass. Ooh, technology. I picked it up to get a closer look. As I lifted it, there was a small thud, and I noticed something had fallen out of it. Lying on the table was a peculiar small metal card. It was flat, hard, and had a greenish hue. It looked as if it was supposed to slot perfectly into an opening at the top of the device. Oh, so it's kinda like a Pip-Boy with the cassettes. But handheld. Interesting. Out of curiosity, I picked the small card up and pressed it carefully back inside. There was a soft click. And suddenly, glowing green characters appeared on the glass. Oh, it's kinda like a book reader. Huh. Now, will RM know how to turn the page? That is the question. I nearly dropped it in surprise. More writing. There were several sentences that seemed to be cut off by the bottom of the screen. Okay, now, take this thing and bring it back to Tala, just so you have something to show for all your troubles. Curious, I put my finger against the glass, and the text moved up. Oh, so it's touch screen. Huh. I can move it around. What is this? A book? I began to read. Asha, I was finally permitted by the counselor to walk the bridge to the adjacent stratum. The terminal authority was reluctant to let me enter, even after I presented my gene card. That's the way things are right now, I suppose. Their dosage center was nearly as depleted as our own. Dosage center. Oh, so were they taking something? Or was it for the gene purity? So whatever was happening to the people here, they largely did it to themselves. Okay, kinda figured that would be the case. But I managed to trade for a small supply of insulin for you. Oh, so it's kinda like a pharmacy for them. Interesting. You'll be okay. Oof. Getting your insulin rationed by the state. Good thing this is fiction. That would never happen in real life. Come find me as soon as you can. I love you. I reached the end of the writing, and with a soft click, the card ejected itself from the device, leaving the glass dark once again. Okay. Now my question is currently, is there anything on the card itself that would be an identifier? Because it looked kind of nondescript on that image. So how do you know if something is official message or personal correspondence? And judging by all the stuff lying around here, there were many of these cards. Most of them are probably gonna be logs or something, journals and the like. So really, RM should just go back up a little, take like an armful of those and just bring them back to the entrance of the well and just spend a couple days reading through all of them. That would even give him a little time to recuperate, I think. And maybe show Tala that there is something down there. It was like a letter. So many unfamiliar words. But it seems to further support my suspicion. The people here, they were cruel to each other. Very cruel. Yes and maybe no. Again, you're really jumping into conclusions. Based on what you want to believe is gonna happen here. They used ancestors to keep themselves apart. Well, yeah, probably. Why? Looking at the shelves lining the walls, I realized how many more metal cards there were. Yep. You're just gonna grab whatever looks intact, and then slowly read through all of them. That's gonna keep you busy for a couple months, years maybe. Eager to learn more, I stepped quickly to the nearest shelf and grabbed another. It quickly fell apart in my hands. Scanning the shelves, I realized that the majority of the cards were in very poor condition. Damn it. There must be more of them. In better shape. I'll take this reading device with me. That's a smart move. A small handheld device capable of reading words inscribed on strange metal cards found throughout the strata. You feel it will be an essential tool in gathering more information, though you aren't sure how it works. Well, you know how to work it. So that is something. So yeah, judging by the fact that there are entire shelves for it, a lot of these are gonna be something official. Whoa, now that's a funky way of going. Petrified bone. I'll take that. Come on, kinda wanna separate them. Okay, I don't like this lens all that much anymore. Yikes. Yeah, this thing is just too unwieldy for me. Back to this. It's pretty awesome though. Now back down all the way again. Okay, I'm back. Did you miss me? Here we go. Okay, what is this place? Ah, rest site. Very nice of you. Oh. Oh, we're back here, I see. Well, okay. I think this calls for a level up. I'm gonna need a little bit more health here. And some strength, maybe. And then keep a little bit for upgrades. Okay, here we go. Deeper yet deeper. You see what I'm seeing? The stuff down here is more or less intact. More or less. So if you're building down, why would the decay be starting from the top? You know what I mean? And we're back here. Oh, we're just going down, huh? I do not think I'm going to like this. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing. Just straight down. Oh boy. Deep breath. Okay, hit me game. What's going to happen here? Kinda looks like a corridor. With another terminal authority. Ah, two of these, huh? There we go. So, even though you are tempted to use burn cream against these guys, probably not a good idea. Okay, yet another authority. But these wires are tangled. That's very interesting. Ionized discharge shield. Oh, we're really getting into sci-fi territory over here. What does it do? Oh goddamn, it's barely a shield. A sleek reflective shield formed from an outer layer of stainless steel and an inner conductive layer of electrum. The shield's primary mechanism involves storing electricity and then releasing at the moment of contact with a metal weapon. Okay, so inflicts electrocution buildup on a perfect block. Okay, so that explains why it is not actually good as a shield. Because you're supposed to perfect block with it. Which I cannot do, obviously. Reduces enemy stamina. Here's the thing. We don't actually know how the enemy works in regards with stamina. So it's not stagger, because that's a different thing. But enemy stamina. Well, maybe we cannot see it, but it actually makes them do fewer attacks. I don't know. That would be nice. But still, currently we are rocking the stagger shield. I think that is what we're gonna do. Whoa. Oh, what is this? Science lab or material storage? We get all sorts of cubes and what look like ores. And some machines over here. And... wait, actually, is this the first actual light bulb that we're seeing over here. This room seemed different than the rest. It was divided into small sections by high tables, each littered with an assortment of items. Okay, grab a couple and bring it back. Show them to Deshan. Just get yourself some goddamn credibility, please, RM. You're gonna kill yourself if you're insisting on doing this on your own. Some of them were familiar. Small cubes, pyramids, and spheres. Small objects children in the settlement would make to practice their archimancy. But many of them were significantly more intricate. Shapes that seemed to twist into themselves. Shapes with hundreds of faces. Many of them were shiny or reflective. Metal, perhaps. I was unsure what kind. There were tools as well. On the table there was a metal card. I picked it up and carefully inserted it into the reading device. There was a soft click and the glass lit up with glowing characters. I began to read. Observations on the age of objects made by means of archimancy. Oh, so this was an actual archimancy lab. Interesting. Well, you know, that kind of runs counter to the whole God thing, you know. Like if God did in fact make all the people with perfect material knowledge, then why would you feel the need to further study archimancy, you know, if you already know everything instinctually? Okay, for now let's chalk it up to basic human curiosity. I have now concrete evidence that the relative age of two objects made using archimancy gives them special physical interactions. Or I have for many months been running trials using the various metals I am capable of creating. Though admittedly my access to the schemata for more sophisticated elements are limited by my stratum. By law, I am not allowed to speak to my contemporaries in the levels above myself. However, I have made you nonetheless. That's make do. D-O. I think that's a typo. Over a year ago now, I first noticed it. I dropped a small copper scalpel on the ground, and saw that it left a sizable indent in the floor. I thought it immediately strange that such a light implement had caused so much damage to solid concrete. Wait, so is that what has happened to this place? Not even anything earth-shattering. Just people regularly using archimancy, and the relative age is just breaking the buildings around them. Gosh, that would be fucked up. And so began my investigations. Indeed, all of the tools in my laboratory were capable of causing severe damage to the concrete of the building with minimal physical effort on my part. That's gonna be a problem. How do you not accidentally destroy your own house? And what about replacement parts? Like if you replace a part of a building with new concrete, is that new concrete going to slowly grind away and eat away at the older concrete until there's nothing left? More questions. This is good shit. The material of the walls isn't particularly brittle. Hitting it against itself has little effect. That was when it occurred to me. All of the tools in my laboratory had been made by myself, using archimancy within the past 5 years. It stands to reason that the strata themselves were once made with archimancy too, but quite some time ago. Wait, so the people living here didn't even know how old this place is? Okay. We're probably going back some thousands of years in that case. And this is actually the real far future. Wow. I'm told by my daughter that our stratum, being one of the newest, is still at least 700 years old. Okay, and we are down. Okay, so that actually gives a little credence to the idea that they were building downwards, but still. The implications of this should now be clear. The older an object made with archimancy is, the more fragile it is to archimancy made recently. When taken to the extreme, proper utilization of this phenomena can yield incredible results. Today I created a hammer of tempered iron, and within seconds of its construction I struck a slab of concrete with all my might. The concrete, which I know to be at least 700 years old, was perhaps 4 cubic feet in volume, and it crumbled like gravel. I tried to process what I just read. The people that lived here, they knew so much about archimancy. So much more than we do. And they had about 30 times the archimantic genes that you do. Whatever that actually means. Does Sachita know this? If it's true, it might give me an incredible advantage. Yeah, you are literally the newest thing in this place. And he seems to have conveniently forgot the fact that all the terminal authorities were powered down for whatever reason. Oh well, this is a discovery, let's not take it from him. I walked home through the darkened streets with the other sentries, thinking it over. Ancestors, are they also made from archimancy? Well, my first thought would be, duh! You don't have those kinds of metals on this island. I thought about what I'd read. At the time the messages had been written, there were ancestors still. That means, if they were indeed made by means of archimancy, it was at least a very long time ago. Well, you know what to do. You have been collecting all those ancestor pieces. Just take one out. Make something like a little knife with archimancy and then experiment at home. And then you will see. It stands to reason. If I improved enough so that I could create simple weapons from archimancy and use them against ancestors in the heat of battle, it could make short work of them. You know, it doesn't even necessarily have to be weapons. Like what if you just conjure up a ball, an iron ball or something, and just toss that at the ancestors? That would probably do as much damage as a cannonball. According to the science log at least. But hey, he is more familiar with weapons, so maybe some throwing knives. That would probably work. Yes, this might work. I quickened my pace, eager to get home. I need to start practicing. Seriously practicing. Every night. Oh, and he's kinda gonna burn himself out with this, huh? Archimancy on top of everything. In my spare time, when I have a break on duty, whatever it takes, however many hours, well, how would you explain all your failures then? Because you remember, there were a small mountain of fabric pieces when you were trying to do the thing with Sachita. So if you're trying to make weapons, there's gonna be a lot of broken stuff, blades and heels and such. So where would you take all those? Or do you just bring those back to the well and dump them somewhere? Who knows? Suddenly, I stopped and let them walk ahead. Tala turned back to look at me for a moment. But then he kept walking. I thought about what he'd said. Obsessed. I'm not obsessed. And that's what all obsessed people say. This isn't an obsession, it's all I can do. It's my real obligation that you gave to yourself, my dude, after reading that tablet down there. I'm not obsessed. Yes, you are. I'm not. Yes, you are. And that's okay. The first step is always admittance. So please admit it, at least to yourself. I came back to a quiet home. For once, Canary and I didn't speak at all as we headed to our sleeping rooms. There was no banter, no laughs. It made me uneasy. I didn't sleep that night. I stayed up into the small hours practicing archimancy under my covers to block the light it produced. Well, not according to this picture, you didn't. Recalling our very first lessons in general education, over and over again, I made small blocks of wood and stone, spheres and pyramids of clay and packed dirt, trying desperately to make up for years of lost practice. But it's not gonna happen in a single night. And the next day comes, and everyone is gonna notice that you are tired as shit. Oh boy, we are getting this kind of save again, huh? Well, okay then. I guess this is a good place to stop. We're probably getting another round of flashbacks. If last time was the start of a pattern, I would welcome those. Anyway, for now, thank you for watching. If you like this story, which I really hope you do, then please give the video a like. If you are new here, check around my channel. Maybe I have something else that is to your liking. And as always, I hope to see you in the next one. But until then, take care of yourselves and have as good a day as you can make it. Goodbye.